Have you been struggling to make sales recently and you are racking your brain as to why? Well, let me just say that what I have learned from the past 3 years of being on Poshmark full-time, that your SEO for your listings is such a valuable component that you honestly should have on lockdown to ensure you are making consistent sales. Hello, my name is Lindsay Nicole, and as I mentioned previously, this is my 3rd year reselling on Poshmark and my 2nd year owning my own full-time reselling business. As a full-time reseller, I do sell on multiple platforms, not just Poshmark, but today we are specifically talking about Poshmark SEO. I will say, however, the tips that I will be sharing in this video are compatible with other platforms as well. I'm just going to be referencing Poshmark a good amount. I do want to note that I do realize that Poshmark has been going through a lot of changes, especially in the year of 2022. And although we can't crack all parts of the algorithm, something that we can get on lockdown is our SEO. These tips especially will be helpful to those of you that may not feel comfortable live selling on the app, because a lot of you have voiced your opinion that you feel that live selling has been taking away from your sales. So with that said, definitely try the tips that I am going to be sharing in this video. And if there's a tip that I may have missed in this video, definitely share it down below so you can help out your fellow resellers and community. The first tip I have for you for instantly having better SEO in your Poshmark listing, and no, this is in no order whatsoever, is making sure to include a video clip within your listing. I do realize this is an extra step when creating your listing, but what I will say is I have definitely noticed an increase in sales, and specifically to the ones that are older listings. Let me just tell you why. So when you create a video for your listing, it automatically populates in the video category of that brand. So if a customer, let's say, is looking for a Love Shack fancy dress and they just type in Love Shack fancy, the brand, they are able to click on the brand video story, and that's where your listing will be. Even if your listing is not new and you decide to incorporate a video clip of your particular item, that will automatically be pushed into the brand's video story. Therefore, without creating a new listing or relisting an older item or sharing an existing item, your listing will be at the top of the brand's video story. Once buyers see your video clip, they will easily be able to, in the bottom corner, click on your listing and then see if they want to buy your item from there. This strategy has definitely helped me increase my sales, again, specifically for those that were older listings that I was able to incorporate videos in afterwards. Now, don't get me wrong, relisting is another great way to boost your item's SEO, but of course, I do think it is a little bit more obvious for us resellers out there, so I didn't count it as a tip, but I do want to talk about it for just a second. If you are unfamiliar with relisting and understanding why it is great for SEO, let me give you the breakdown. Essentially, relisting means you are taking an older item that you may have posted months ago and you are delisting it or taking it off of its platform to then essentially copy it and post it as a brand new listing. Why is this important? Well, then your item ends up in the just in category on Poshmark. Something that has made my relisting routine effortless is the help of Vendu. Yes, Vendu is collaborating with me on today's video. I am so excited to be working with them again. If you are unfamiliar with Vendu, they are the #1 software tool for resellers. They have so many amazing tools, features, and resources that I use on a daily basis, and without them, I wouldn't be able to run my full-time reselling business and be able to leave my job 2 years ago. Aside from their tool where you're able to bulk relist 10 items at a time, automatically with a click of the button, you have the capability of cross-listing onto multiple different platforms and have access to your own inventory management system. I do want to note that I realize that tax season is quickly approaching us, which could be a very overwhelming time for us resellers, but don't you worry, Vendu has got you covered there as well. With the help of Vendu, you can grow your reselling business and easily track your inventory with a simple and intuitive platform. You can track your sales and expenses, manage your cost of goods, and so much more all in one place. In fact, I do use Vendu to also audit my inventory every single year. I do have a video where I show a tutorial of that, and that is within my tips and tricks video of things you should do before filing for taxes. I will make sure to pop that on the screen for you for reference. So really, Vendu has you covered in so many aspects. So say goodbye to the stress of tax season and hello to the streamlined business operations of Vendu. If you are interested in checking out Vendu for yourself, I will make sure to leave my referral link down below in the description box. That referral link will get you 25% off your first month's subscription and 5 free listings before you even sign up. Those listings are there so you can play around with the website and see all of the features and tools and resources that Vendu has to offer before committing, but I promise you are going to fall in love. So don't forget to sign up for Vendu. Like I said, that link is down below. And with that said, let's get back to some tips. So the next tip that I really encourage you to try for your next listing and for all of those older listings that you have is to add in keywords or tags into your listing description to describe the item as if the buyer is hunting for it. Although your title is very valuable real estate, and we are definitely going to get to a title tip next, I do want to talk about the description for just a second. You have so many characters within your description, it is so important for you to utilize all the space you have. That's why after describing the item, whether those are measurements or fabric content or the condition, I also have a string of keywords or tags that really can be used to describe the item in many different ways. These keywords can be anything you can possibly think of that can relate to the item that you have, whether it is describing the neckline of an item, maybe the shade of color of the item, where your buyer can wear that item, holidays, and aesthetics. I do realize this could take some time if you are individually thinking of new words to describe every single item for every single listing, but what I will say is something that has always helped me is keeping track of all my keywords and tags within a spreadsheet or a Google Doc that I can reference as I'm drafting my listing. This is actually a tip that I did talk about within my last tips and tricks video, all about efficiency. So if you are interested in more efficient ways on how to list your items, I will make sure to pop up that video on the screen for reference as well. I know I mentioned titles, so here we go with my title tip, which could seem obvious to a lot of you veteran resellers out there, but in case you don't know, it is so important to make sure, if you can, find the style name of the particular item you are selling to include that within your title. Why is this so important? Well, a lot of us, while we are browsing the internet, may come across a particular garment that maybe on the retail website is out of our size or just out of stock. I don't know about you guys, but I don't take no for an answer. So when I see that an item I really want is out of stock on my favorite retail websites, I will then take that style name and just Google it to see what is available. And more likely than not, I am able to find my item, whether that is a listing from eBay, Poshmark, or any type of other selling platform. If you're like me and you have struggled to find style names for the items that you have picked up, whether that is in the wild or online sourcing, retail arbitrage, I will tell you that Google Lens has been my best friend, especially recently. There are so many ways to use Google Lens, and yes, it is an app where you can just snap a picture of the item and Google will hopefully find replicas of that item online. But what I will say is something that I have been doing recently that I think has helped me list faster is if you already have that item in your possession and you've already photographed that item, I will save the image on my computer and then copy it into a Google image search. Why do I like doing this instead of doing it on my phone? Well, if I am able to find the style name on my computer, most likely I have also found the stock photos and the description where I can easily copy and paste everything. I will say this just makes my listing time go much more faster. Speaking of stock photos, have you ever realized that the majority of stock photos have a white background? I'm going to tell you why in just a second, but if you can do me a favor, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if I have been helpful to you so far, don't forget to subscribe down below. I would love to have you within our community. Google does prioritize the listings that have plain white backgrounds, and the reason for this is because Google just wants a neat and effective impression for all of their users. So therefore, if you want your item to be searchable on Google and be one of the top listings on Google, then it is definitely important to have that clean white background. Now, what I will say is sometimes I will do a plain white background for my listings, and sometimes I just feel like modeling with my aesthetic background as well. So although I do know this SEO trick, sometimes I'm still stubborn. However, even though I know I am sometimes slightly stubborn on that last tip, something that I always will do is take a picture of the barcode if I have one available to me for my item. This tip is for all of your new with tag items that happen to have that barcode on them. It is so very important to make sure you incorporate a picture of that barcode within your listing. Why is this important? Well, just like us resellers use Google Lens, so do customers. And if they decide to take a picture of a barcode within a retail store trying to look up that item online, hopefully your item will be one of the first shown. By taking a picture of the barcode is just another way that Google identifies your item to be able to populate to the right user. Therefore, even though it does take an extra step and an extra second, it is definitely worth taking pictures of those barcodes. Hopefully by watching this video, you were able to learn a new tip or two by instantly making your SEO better on Poshmark or whichever platform you're using. Also, speaking of SEO, don't forget to sign up for Vendu. I will leave that link in my description down below. And if you're interested in learning how to grow your reselling business more efficiently, then I will make sure to pop up my tips and tricks video on the screen for you. With that said, I shall see you in my next one. Bye guys.